What's up, my Century Unit? It's the Centuryman here. So this is my review of Monday Night Raw for the 30th of June, 1997. This is the final Raw before Canadian Stampede. This show was in Des Moines, Iowa. This was a good episode of Monday Night Raw. This Raw is notable for Paul Bearer revealing the dark truth about The Undertaker. We'll get to that part later on in this review. So the first match to kick off the go-home show to Monday Night Raw before Canadian Stampede, we've got Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man, taking on the 1997 King of the Ring winner. That is Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the future Triple H, with China in his corner. Before the start of this match, Helmsley cut a pre-match promo on Shamrock, saying like, you might be the world's most dangerous man. I'm going to bring something with me even more deadly. And China flexing her muscles, saying like, you're looking at the world's most dangerous woman. That's a good nickname. I know China's nickname is the ninth wonder of the world. If any female wrestler with the fight feel feeling using that name, that's license to print money. Like, I know Ronda Rousey, her nickname is the baddest woman on the planet, you know. Wow, it's like very underrated nickname. World's most dangerous woman, you know. Any woman using that nickname, wow. Like, that's a wasted opportunity. Anyway, so you got you got the King of the Ring winner and a future King of the Ring winner, because Shamrock went on to win the following year's King of the Ring tournament in 1998. On paper, sound like a good match. It was okay. It's the nitpick about reviewing TV wrestling matches. You know, they're short. They're about 5-6 minutes long. I know, like in pay-per-view matches, you can get like up to 20 to 30 minutes, but I wish they add more time. This is at the time a 2-hour show. I wish they give more time. I'm not saying do like a 30-minute match. Just give it more time. Give it like a 15-minute match. You know, give more time to flesh out. You know, I feel like some of these matches I watched, you know, for this story arc, WWF 1997, 25 years later, I feel like they're not given enough time to get out the second gate, you know. But anyway, so China did get involved and like kind of throw Shamrock into the barricade. In the end, Mankind distract Helmsley, and in the end, Shamrock, instead of making Helmsley tapping out, no, he just basically hit Helmsley with a suplex for the win. So, and by the way, because Shamrock's in the 10-man tag team match or 5-man tag team match, you know, against the Hart Foundation at Canadian Stampede. He need that win. So it's not last time we see Helmsley on the show. Then we got this segment with Ahmed Johnson. You know, this was like basically after he got hurt at the previous episode of Monday Night Raw. This was a brawl between the new Nation of Domination and Crush's new group called the Disciple of the Apocalypse. You know, he injured his knee. He said like it was kind of rambling. That's the problem with this is reason why. There's two reasons why Ahmed Johnson never got proper push in the WWF. You know, right now it's WWE. Firstly, he like always getting hurt, and second, he's not really good. You know, he's not really a good talker. So he said like, you know, the Nation of Domination's gonna rule the WWF. The Rock filling in for Ahmed Johnson. So yeah, I think he left in '97. Ahmed Johnson never truly came back to the company. I think at this moment if he did come back to the company, whether it's during the Attitude Era or in the Ruthless Aggression era, he'll get lost in the shuffle. So anyway, the second match of this go home show to Monday Night Raw before Canadian Stampede. This is the first semi-final match of the tag team tournament. Winner face Austin and his tag team partner, not Shawn Michaels. Spoiler alert. We got the new Nation of Domination, the represent members of the Nation. That is Farouk and I think it was D'Lo Brown, taking on the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. The match was okay. In the end, you had the Godwins interfered because the building up the storyline because that shotgun Saturday night. There's a match a couple months ago. They did the spot when the they hit the Doomsday Device spot when the Legion of Doom hit the Doomsday Device onto I think it was Henry. He suffered a neck injury. Anyway, so they did help the Nation got the victory. I think it was Phileas or Henry hit. I think it was Hawk or Animal with the bucket, and then afterwards you had Vince McMahon interviewing the three members of the Nation. Farouk and the Nation got pissed off because Vader has announced that he's going to face the Undertaker at Canadian Stampede. Basically Farouk says the only reason why they not got picked because of their skin color, playing the race card. You're not gonna see this promo. You're not gonna see everyone doing this race card in today's pro wrestling. It ain't gonna. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think pro wrestling right now it's gonna get much edgier. I don't know. It's edgy in AEW, but not that edgy enough. Crank it up 50%, but I don't think so. But anyway, so. And then we got Savio Vega coming out, and Farouk challenged him. They bring your jalapeno jumping ass into the ring, and then we got the debut of Los Periquas. Jesus Christ, faction warfare, folks. This it's basically just expire what AEW is doing right now with the factions. In AEW, a lot of factions in AEW. That's by what they was doing back in 1997. Faction warfare. Everyone's in the gang. Anyway, so and then you got the Disciple Apocalypse joining in. The Nations brawling with Savio Vega's group and Crush's group, and then Michael Cole. I think this is his debut or something. Earlier he interviewed the Road Warriors. Now he interviewed Los Boricuas. So moving on to the next match. This segment with not segment, this commercial of WWF magazine with Sonny, photo shoot with Brian Pillman. I don't know if that was. You can tell it's not real because Pillman's married to Melanie. And anyway, so the third match of this Monday Night Raw, we got Scott Putski, the son of Ivan Putski. I think he was WWF champion. I think he was. I'm not too sure. Taking on Brian Christopher. Brian Christopher is the son, the late son of Jerry the King Lawler because Brian Christopher died in 2018. They said there was this label says light heavyweight division. They're trying to start a light heavyweight division because the reason why they're doing that because they're trying to compete with WCW's cruiserweight division, but they never give it some exposure. It's not the cruiserweight division from 2002 to 2007. No, the recent cruiserweight division from 2016 to 2022. I think they started in I think it's 2021 or 2022 of this year. They disbanded the division because the division is shit. They never give it time to some exposure. They never give these guys in the cruiserweight division, when they started in 2016, a chance. Anyway, so the match was okay. It was starting to get fast paced. Again, it's just never go out. It's second gear. In the end, Lawler helped. Brian Christopher got the victory. I think it was a small cradle, and then afterwards, Lawler and Christopher. Basically, future Grandmaster Sexy, when he was Grandmaster Sexy, when the Attitude Era cranked up, that was 99, 2000-ish? Anyway, so they hit, Lawler and Brian Christopher hit Putski with an assist power driver, and then I think Lawler cut a promo, says, he's quite honestly these Polish jokes on commentary. He said, the best thing coming out of Poland is an empty boat, and then I think just said go home to daddy. Didn't went anywhere. But anyway, so yeah, they're trying to get this Brian Christopher a winning. Give him like some kind of winning streak. I don't know, man. I don't think it went anywhere. He was not really getting over back then. He got over when Too Cool in the Attitude Era. It's not the Attitude Era yet. That's later on in the year. But anyway, so moving on to Harry. Oh yeah, no, and I forgot this match. Sorry, my mistake. So anyway, so we got Brian Pillman taking on Mankind. So the commentators brought that Pillman got fired from Shotgun Saturday Night. He was a commentator. I looked up a clip why. Oh yeah, he tapped the fan by the way. But I thought I looked up the video when Pillman attacked the fan. It's my preparation for this review of Raw. He attacked a fan wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin T-shirt. I think he stabbed him with the pen. I don't know if that was a planted fan or that was just real. That was part of his. I get it's part of his loose cannon persona. I don't know, man. I don't want to get into it. So yeah, he had a pre-match promo, saying like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Like he said, like towards this match against Mankind, says he's gonna dig his incenses into Mankind's good ear. So before the start of this match, you had Mankind wearing, pick me Steve sign because he wants Steve Austin to be his tag team partner, and he gave Jim Ross like a present. The present is that he gave it was a replica of his claw, his hand. When he's doing the mandible claw. Because he in those interview segments, with Jim Ross interviewing Mankind about Mick Foley, he put the mandible claw onto Jim Ross. It's a peace offering. So anyway, so he had Pillman attack Mankind, ripped up the pick me Steve sign, and used the replica Mankind's hand, mandible claw hand, on to hit Mankind with it. So, and also during this match, you had the announcers Vince, interviewing Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said he kind of put over Mankind, said like he's intelligence, picking. He kind of Austin put himself over like he's the best. Was it the best, most talented person in pro wrestling? He sucked. I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass about Mankind or anybody. No one takes the tag team championships. I'm talking about briefly, by the way. Anyway, so the match started to be good. I really got. This is, in my opinion, the match of the night for me. It was a really good match. Between Pillman and Mankind, former ECW guys. Pillman was in ECW for a bit. But anyway, so then you got Helmsley coming to trying to attack Mankind trying to chase Helmsley in China with the chair. Unfortunately, Mankind got himself counted out, and that was it. I wish they have a decisive winner, but anyway, it's just set up Helmsley and Mankind, their match at Canadian Stampede. It started a rivalry between Mankind and Helmsley. I'll get to that in my review of Canadian Stampede. We're almost nearly the end of the month of July. Anyway, so then we got, this is the most notable segment of this Raw. Paul Bearer revealing the truth about the Undertaker. He had so before that, Taker says, this is the worst night of my life. This is gonna change me if he reveals the secrets. He said like Paul Bearer is gonna poison the creatures. Because Undertaker calling his, I think in the 90s he calling his fans creatures. He stopped doing that. Calling his fans creatures in his rest of his run in the company. Going into, when he was part of the Ministry of Darkness, Biker Taker, and the Ruthless Aggression Undertaker in those 2000s, he doesn't call them anymore. Like the two wrestlers calling their fans creatures are, the Undertaker and Jeff Hardy. So you might give me a chance to tell my side of the story. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly after this one. This is good. I really like this. So Paul Bearer came out. He got attacked by this female Undertaker fan, and this is good. So he basically called it, in that promo, he called Undertaker a devil seed, redheaded punk, and this is the first time Bearer name dropping the name Kane. Kane ended up debuting at Bad Blood in October. He said he used to be, an apprentice, in a mortician, in a morgue up in the hills with the oak trees. Undertaker's dad is a mortician. He owns the place. His mother is a secretary and a receptionist. He said like Undertaker and Kane basically stealing like liquids from in the bombing room, smoking, and he said like he's attended college in mortician science. So basically, he said by the time I came back from school or college, it's the same thing, by the way. He sold the funeral. Not but I say funeral home. I meant to say so. He sold the funeral home. In up in flames, and when I saw someone in the bushes, that's the Undertaker. He said, "You're a goddamn murderer." This rivalry between The Undertaker and Paul Bearer, this is personal. This is personal. This is one of the highlight points of 1997. Because at this moment in time, Raw is still getting their ass kicked by Nitro in the Reigns War. Like I said, they won't beat Nitro the following year in 1998. But they need to push the envelope, man. Because you can tell like they're getting away from the cheesy side of professional wrestling, trying to be more edgier. But it was good, Yeah, he said like Undertaker's dad, he taught me how to prepare the bodies, how to put on the makeup, how to deal with the family. So anyway, he called him a goddamn murderer, and then thunderstorms, it was piping. It's a sign that fill in the wrath of the Undertaker. So moving on. Actually, I'm moving on to the we got the next match. By the way, that was the Undertaker side of the story. That was after the next match. The next match. This is the second semi-final match of the tag team not title tournament, but a tag team tournament. We got the two members of the Hart Foundation. That is the British Bulldog, who is at the time the European champion, and his tag team partner Owen Hart, who is the Intercontinental champion, taking on the Headbangers. Okay match. Yeah, Bret Hart, on the phone, said about he's looking forward for Sunday night. He said about like American wrestling fans, was it idol worship a hyena scum, referring to Stone Cold Steve Austin. They said like they're talking about the main event match at Canadian Stampede. They know Canadian fans what they really want. American wrestling fans don't know what they really want. I'm talking about briefly. In the end, Bulldog and Owen got the win. Then we got Jim Cornette, confronting Bulldog and Owen, because they used to be at the faction Camp Cornette the previous year in 1996, before the Hart Foundation. Introduce his new tag team. I don't know what they are. They're basically two fat black men, and they're not men on the mission, folks. I don't know what they are. I think at the time, I don't know if he was still part of this. I don't know if Smoky Mountain Wrestling was still around. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I heard about it. I think you got some Smoky Mountain Wrestling content on the network. I might one day review it. Get my feedback and take on it. It was very last long. It was there and gone. Because at the time, Jim Cornette was at the companies, you know, yeah, he lived on very bad terms. But anyway, so that was it. It didn't really accomplish anything. Yeah, Bill and Owen and Bulldog to challenge Austin and his tag team partner. It's kind of the Colcon conclusion that he's gonna face Austin and his tag team partner. They face the new Nation of Domination in the final, heel versus heel. Then we got the Undertaker confirming the truth. I'm going to talk about briefly, otherwise it'll be a very long review, trying to keep it like a 20, 25, 30 minute minimum. So he said it's truth. He said Kane's my responsibility. I know what you know what I'm doing. Blah blah blah. He said about I know what's things inside. You know this liquid is flammable. Blah blah blah. He says Kane holding the liquid in his hands, and you're trying to like going to the burning funeral home. He got like stopped by the fireman. He said like he's trying to be more emotional, because I get it, but anyway, so he said about Paul, you don't care about telling the whole truth. He said like pulling back the sheets, seeing the burnt chalk of a wonderful woman who walked this planet, referring to his mother. He said like if there is no death, cannot be light. He said about I drawn strength with the darkness, and like I said, I'm talking about briefly. You can find it on the YouTube. You can find it on the I think what's it called, the Brothers of Destruction YouTube channel for that promo. But I'm just talking. This is gonna be talking about briefly. He said to Paul Bearer, "I'm gonna strike you down." It was a good promo by the Undertaker. He knows his actions. He should have. Yeah, he was kind of like a kid. Yeah, I know it's kayfabe. It's not real, but it's really he knows what he's done. He regrets of doing it. Yeah. So, and also in that promo, he said about bring it up. He brings up matches. He's responsible burning down the funeral home, and it's just like I said, a personal rivalry between the Undertaker and Paul Bearer. Like I said, the product needs to be a little bit edgy. At the time, Raw was getting their asses kicked by Nitro in the Reigns War. So anyway, so it's not the last time we see Undertaker on the show. So it was the next match was supposed to be Vader taking on Rockabilly. Rockabilly is Billy Gunn. Nope, Undertaker came out of nowhere, beating down Vader. Before that, you had Billy Gunn. I'm gonna call him Billy Gunn. Rockabilly, that's a stupid name. I don't understand why they're trying to give Billy Gunn a push, because I'm not crapping on Billy Gunn. He's more of a tag team guy than a singles guy. Yeah, they're trying to do that set a renowned push 2 years later, winning the 1999 King of the Ring tournament. Another topic for another time. Anyway, so Billy Gunn hit Vader with a guitar. It was a cheap shot, and then and then the match ended briefly when Undertaker came out of nowhere. It's like Vader, and then Bearer shouted "Murderer, murderer!" And then Undertaker says, "Tell him the truth. I'm gonna kill you." And then Bearer says, "Kane is alive." It's a shock. And like I said, it's about Kane at not King of the Ring, Bad Blood in October of that year. He debuted during the end of the first Hell in a Cell match. We'll get to Bad Blood in October. So you had Vader, cheap shot, The Undertaker. It set up the match at Canadian Stampede. There's just no build to this. It's more between Bearer revealing the truth about Undertaker's dark past, but and Vader's just stepping in because it was supposed to be Taker and Ahmed Johnson for the title at that show, but Ahmed Johnson got hurt, and at the time Vader was in the doghouse because the events in Kuwait. He basically attacked an interviewer because he said wrestling's fake. So moving on to the main event. So the main event, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Jim the Anvil Neidhart, represent the Hart Foundation. Match was okay. It's more between Bret Hart. Bret was calling, like calling because he's supposed to be at his home in Calgary, but in reality he was on this show in Des Moines the whole time. During this match between Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, you had Bret attack Ken Shamrock, get some heat. Trying to keep it short and simple. In the end, I think the match ended in disqualification. Bret attacked Austin. You had Bret and Neidhart attacking Austin. Bret locked in the figure 4 leg lock onto Austin's leg onto the ring post. Then you got Mankind trying to come to the rescue, but the numbers game catch up on Mankind. You got Owen and Bulldog coming down, and that was it. That was the end. That was the end of the go home show to go home show to Raw before Canadian Stampede. I give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, a decent show. The only thing saved the show, I'm not saying it's a bad show by the way, it was decent, but wasn't anything must see. It doesn't make me go, wow, I need to go back to watch this Raw again. The only thing saved it, like stand out for this Raw, was Paul Bearer revealing the truth. And besides, that was the most notable part of this Raw. But besides that, the matches were okay. The only thing I put in the good, the only match I've mostly put in the good is the Brian Pillman Mankind match for me. I think it was good instead of the whole count-out finish. That was a bit of a bummer. But besides that, man, it's just a decent episode of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, but I think overall the build-up to Canadian Stampede for me has been a bit lackluster. It's just lackluster. Nothing, it's got nothing to do with Canadian Stampede. I wish they done the show in basically done the show in Canada to get that pre-presentation what Canadian Stampede is gonna be like. That's just me, but yeah. But I'll get to my review of Canadian Stampede some next time. So I almost say sometime. Sorry, my apologies. I'm stumbling, but my throat's a bit dry. But anyway, so hope you enjoy my review of Monday Night Raw for the 30th of June, 1997. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Click the like, click the bell. Subscribe to the channel. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Yeah, we'll see you next time for the first Raw after Canadian Stampede. That was on the 7th of July, 97. So this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later, folks.